Okay, final question for today. I'm trying to make money as an artist. I'm struggling with procrastination. What I'm struggling with is procrastination, time management, and going along with society's fixation on time. How can I make this work for me as an INFP? That is a great question. Cheers to that question. So, I just want to say first that the power of the INFP as an artist really comes from the grown-up parts of you, you know, the authentic ethicist, who your adult self, who is all about what's really true, what's really authentic, what's a real representation of something, combined with the inner parent, outward facing intuition or pioneer. And the pioneer, of course, is all about just going where nobody's gone before. So if you imagine an artist who's an INFP, they can bring a whole different level of authenticity into people's experiences through art. And that is very powerful. Now, you're struggling with procrastination and time management. I wonder if some of your procrastination is actually around having not understood that you have a powerful voice as an artist and that it should be used. And the procrastination is coming from the fact that you feel like boundaries are being put onto your expression of art. So, you might say, time, I need to do this in 2 hours, or I need to, do this in 1 hour, or I have 10 minutes to do this and I should just be doing this. So I wonder if that is where the kind of the disconnect is a little bit. But I'm also wondering how we can make this work for you. How can we maximize the situation right now? So if we can take, you're talking about the society's fixation on time. So it sounds to me like what you're doing here is you're feeling like you're a victim of society, right? And there is a lot of, that is a very valid feeling because society is fixated with time. Unless you build your life in a way that doesn't buy into that, like what I've done, what my partner has done, who's an INFP. We have an amazing neighbor who's clearly an INFP, and he's a poet. And what we've all done, myself, I'm not an INFP, but I'm an INFJ. But what we've all done, INF types, myself, my partner Peter, our neighbor Kevin, what we've all done is we've built our lives in a way that really prioritizes our art form. And what I mean by that is that realistically, to live in a society, to be a part of the society, and I don't recommend that you aren't, because society actually has a lot to offer. But to be a part, if you want to be a part of society and you want to be an artist who's not fixated on time, then you build your life in a way that financially supports your art. So your art doesn't have to financially support you. So for example, for myself, my art form is equestrian sports. I've built my life in a way, granted right now I'm really busy and that's fine, but it's temporary. But I've built my life in a way that I have an income from a work that I love, as well as having, other, um, um, I don't want to really get into it too deeply because it's kind of relevant here. But I, built my businesses in Ireland, sold them. I was able to stop working. So I've built my financial life in a way that it doesn't interfere with my passions and my form of art. And same is true for Peter, my partner, who is an INFP. He loves his form of art, and he has built his life in a way that financially he can just focus on his form of art without it having to financially support him. And our neighbor Kevin, is definitely an INFP, who's a poet, he also loves wine. So he became a sommelier. And what he does is 3 days out of the week or 4 days out of the week, he works as a sommelier in a really high end wine cellar door business in Sydney. And then 3 or 4 days out of the week, he's up here in the Hunter Valley writing poetry. So, when we're talking about society's fixation on time, take that power back and say, you know what, I'm actually in charge of my time. And if I really respect myself and my art form, then I will build my life in a way that I can be financially secure to support my form of art. And in terms of time management, again, I just feel like it's coming from this place that, you feel like you're at the receiving end of the society. You get to choose your schedule. You get to see what your life looks like. Now, I don't know if you have kids, if you have animals, if you have a full-time job. So, by all means, ask follow-up questions if my answer is too general for you and it doesn't really apply to you. But what I would say is that I don't think you've realized that you can build it. It won't be done in a week. It won't be done in a day. It'll take years to build it. It took me 2001, 2000, from 2003 until 2009, 2010, 2012. So it took me 9 years to get to a place where I had systematized everything. I had built a business that I could then pass on and sell and retire. It took me 9 years to do that, but that gave me full freedom to do whatever I wanted to do in life. And then I was retired for 6 months and got bored, and then I got back to work. But my point is that it won't be an overnight. You snap your fingers and it's done. You have to work toward it, and you have to persevere. And I took the 9 years to build the business structures and everything in a way that I really learned the stuff. I didn't just build it and sell it. I learned the stuff, which means that now I'm able to build, 6-figure businesses in any industry because I know the basics. So give yourself, look at a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan. How can you actually build, if you truly love your art, if you want to make money as an artist, first step is you need to have a freedom of expression that is not reliant on you making money on your art. Because unless you realize that you have that freedom, the freedom won't be as so powerful to put it on canvas and so on. So take the financial pressure off your art first. Build some other things. So if you're an artist, say you're a painter, you love painting, build a business around teaching painting to other people so that the money side of it, you still enjoy the work, but the money side of it is looked after. And then you can do your painting yourself. Or, whatever. So find a job, find the least sucky option as a job or as a way to make money on a short term. And then start building your art portfolio. Because the thing is that until your art portfolio is at a stage where people can really relate to it, they won't be purchasing your art. Okay? And that doesn't mean that your art isn't important or powerful. It just means that they won't have access to it. You need to be, it's like art, I've noticed it's like any other form of discipline. If you're not clear on what you're going for, you're wishy-washy and you'll have wishy-washy results. So that's what I would say. Feel free to disagree with me. I'm all up for that. Questions, comments, confusions, just pop them into the comment section of this video. I look forward to hearing from you on that. Now, if you feel like somebody should hear what we've talked about today, invite them into the Facebook group or share this video. If it's a separate video on YouTube, share it with them. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already, so you get notifications for when the videos go up. Thank you, Jacqueline, for doing such a great job with that. Hey, I see you're here as well. Hey, Jacqueline. And yeah, and share the love. You know, if you're benefiting from something, pay it forward. Thank you, everyone, for today. And I'll be off for the next 2 weeks. We won't be doing live Q&As, so the next one is in 3 weeks' time. You have a great couple of weeks, everyone. Look after yourselves, and I'll talk to you then.